Gyomei Himejima was a man out of sync with his own body, a giant with a gentle heart, a radiant being yet condemned to blindness. His massive silhouette, muscles sculpted by years of training, betrayed his kind nature and soul filled with faith. He had chosen a solitary path, guided by a strict religious upbringing that had shaped him into a silent protector, capable of seeing the light in the depths of darkness. But this light he had learned to seek in humanity, where others saw only darkness. To Gyomei, every person had a spark, even if at times he had to fight to keep it alive. Yet, he knew the pain of human betrayal, a pain that had marked his life indelibly. Today, we will talk about the man who embodies the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." Let me tell you about the blind man who made us see light in this darkness. Let me tell you about the rock upon which humanity leaned. Let me tell you about Gyomei Himejima. Before becoming the one who would deliver humanity, he watched over orphans in a temple, offering them a home and the love he had never received himself. But one night, that love was betrayed. One child, driven by fear, had allowed a demon into the sacred sanctuary. Death descended swiftly, mercilessly. Despite his blindness and gentle voice, despite his former fragility, Gyomei stood against this horror, driven by an instinct he had never suspected. For the first time, he fought, his fists striking with unprecedented strength. He struggled to protect Seo, the youngest, while the rest of the children succumbed to terror and death. When dawn broke, the demon had disappeared, leaving behind only lifeless bodies and a man broken by injustice. Seo, still shaken, accused Gyomei of being the executioner. The confusion of this accusation, the weight of guilt, and the mistrust of human nature began to weave a shroud of bitterness around him. He was sentenced to death, a victim of lies, until Ubuyashiki intervened and offered him a new path, that of the demon slayer. Faced with Kokushibo, the upper rank one, Gyomei stood tall and silent, a mountain against the storm. The demon, with his multiple eyes scanning every movement, seemed fascinated by this blind man, so tall, so strong, and yet so peaceful. For Gyomei, there was neither fascination nor fear, only a sacred mission. The weight of his flail and chains in his hands reminded him of the faith and devotion guiding each of his steps. The battle erupted with unprecedented violence. Every strike from Gyomei shook the earth, his chains clashing like metallic prayers, seeking to purge the evil. Kokushibo, a master of the blade for centuries, deflected and countered with chilling precision. His sword, living and terrifying, sliced through the air in deadly arcs. But Gyomei, despite his blindness, anticipated every attack. His brute strength surpassed that of all his comrades, but it wasn't just his power that made him a formidable opponent. It was his unwavering faith, his ability to remain calm amidst chaos. Kokushibo, though confident, felt a different kind of resistance. This wasn't merely a battle of steel and muscle. Gyomei fought for something greater than himself, for the lost souls, for humanity that continued to stumble through darkness. His slayer mark pulsed with an intense glow, burning through his life force, but he didn't care. He wasn't fighting to survive, only to win. As the battle dragged on, Gyomei felt fatigue setting in. Each movement became slower, each blow heavier. Yet he did not yield. He fought until Sanemi arrived at his side, forming a trio of terrifying efficiency. Kokushibo's attacks grew more intense, more frantic, but the three slayers, even on the brink of death, supported each other. Gyomei, despite his gaping wounds, continued to strike, his whispered prayers blending with the metallic clashing of his chains. Finally, in one last assault, they triumphed over Kokushibo, but Gyomei knew this was only the beginning. The battle against Muzan was of an entirely different nature. Where Kokushibo had a face, a tangible presence, Muzan embodied pure darkness, an endless abyss. Gyomei, already exhausted from the fight against the upper rank one, found himself drawing on his last reserves of strength. But even then, he was fighting for more than just himself. He fought for the dawn, for the end of an age-old evil, so that future generations could live without the omnipresent fear of demons. Muzan, with a cruelty beyond words, unleashed a storm of blows and powers, each strike a promise of death. The slayers around him fell one by one, but Gyomei remained unwavering. Every hit Muzan delivered seemed faster, more vicious, but Gyomei, even weakened, fought with the determination of a man who had nothing left to lose. His chain whirled in one last heroic effort, striking the demon with almost supernatural strength. But Muzan regenerated again and again, like a nightmare without end. The battle raged throughout the night. Gyomei felt his body giving way under the pressure, his muscles tearing under the continuous effort. His prayers, once strong and clear, had become mere whispers in the deafening noise of the fight. Yet, he never collapsed, not until the sun finally broke the horizon, marking the end of Muzan's immortality. At that moment, Gyomei knew his time had come. He collapsed slowly, his strength finally abandoning the body worn out by years of battles and sacrifice. The dawn's light, soft and warm, illuminated his tired face. In his final moments, he saw, in his mind, the faces of the lost children, smiling and at peace. They welcomed him, finally forgiving, and Gyomei, for the first time in years, felt a deep sense of peace. Gyomei, I don't know if these words will ever reach you, but there are things I must say, words I could never find when there was still time. I remember that night when everything changed. We, the children, looked at you with admiration. You were our protector, our pillar. And yet, in my fear, I betrayed you. When the darkness overwhelmed our sanctuary, I accused you, the one who had always watched over us. I saw you as a tyrant when in fact, you were the light in a world of darkness. I want to ask for your forgiveness. Forgiveness for the ingratitude, for the harsh words you never deserved. You carried our burden without ever faltering, even when we abandoned you. Today, I understand that it was you who protected us until the very end, even when everything seemed lost. Your sacrifice saved far more than we could ever imagine. I've learned what you became afterward. A demon slayer, a Hashira, a protector of the entire world. You continued to fight with the same unwavering faith you had when you watched over us. With every demon you defeated, you bore the weight of those you had lost, but you never let that pain divert you from your duty. I'm proud of you, Gyomei, even if I never said it. I regret not thanking you in time, for not seeing the truth when you were still here. Today, I commend you for saving the world, just as you saved us, with that quiet courage and unshakable faith. You were our hero, and now you are the hero of so many others. It was the story of the blind man who showed humanity the way. It was the story of the rock that did not let the current of the waves carry it away. It was the story of Gyomei Himejima,